Good afternoon, students. Today's topic is electric field intensity due to uniformly charged plane sheet. So this is the application of Gauss law, and the second application, that is electric field intensity. We have to calculate electric field intensity due to uniformly charged plane sheet. That is, we will consider a sheet, and then uniformly charged means its charge will be uniform. Everywhere charge will be uniform. It won't be that charge is residing here and here it's empty. It will be completely uniformly distributed over the sheet. Okay, for this first we have to consider a uniformly charged plane sheet. So first we will draw a sheet. Okay, first we will draw a sheet like this, and then again like this. Okay, now draw a Gaussian surface that is spherical. So what is the characteristic of this sheet? That it has uniform surface charge density, which is denoted by sigma. Okay, so this is the sheet. So we will imagine a Gaussian surface. Okay, so this is the Gaussian surface, and here we will represent it with dotted line. Okay, so similarly, same length, how much length here, cylindrical shape is there, same length we will draw in the back side. So we will use dotted line. Okay, we will use dotted line here. So we have to use dotted line. So this Gaussian surface passes through this sheet having surface charge density sigma. So here will be electric field will be E coming outwards, and at this point also electric field will be coming E. Here surface charge density will be denoted by ds vector, and which is equal to ds into n cap. Write this. We have to divide this region into three parts. The distance from the center of the sheet till this point is r, same from here till this point is r. Now what we have to imagine, here also there will be surface element ds, here also surface element ds. Okay, so we have to divide it into three regions. First region is this, the first face of the cylinder. The second is the bottom face of the cylinder, second region, and the third region is this, and this is called first, second, third, the plate region. Okay, so we will draw we can differentiate this diagram into three portions, or we can say that this diagram consists of three regions. First region is the upper face of the cylindrical shape Gaussian surface, second is the bottom face that we have to represent with dotted line, and the third face is the plane sheet. Okay, so first let us consider a uniformly charged plane sheet having uniform surface charge density sigma. But we also know that the surface charge density sigma is given by q upon s, where q represents the total charge and s represents the surface charge density. So the formula for this is this. So we have to calculate the value of q from here. So what will be the value of q? This s will go towards sigma surface charge density, and it will be this. So this will be the equation number 1. So we have the value of q equal to n sigma. Now we will what we will write in the derivation, I will send you the notes also. This diagram is divided into three regions. First Gaussian surface, first face is the first region of the cylindrical shape, the second is this region, and third is the sheet face. So how will we apply? We will say the first region is the upper face of the cylindrical shape, the second region is the bottom face, and the third is the sheet. So this total flux phi E will be given by what formula? Okay, let me check the visibility. Is everything clear? Little bit I will shift it to this side. Hope it's clear to you. Please draw the diagram for this. Okay, so now what will happen? See, phi E will be equal to the summation of the total flux, that is E dot ds vector equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed. You know this is the Gauss law. So now we will consider the three regions and we will solve it. So phi E will be equal to region 1. First we will write for the region 1, region 1 E dot ds vector plus region 2 E dot ds vector, and the third is region 3 E dot ds vector. Now we have to write what we have to write. We have to write that this for the region 1 and region 2, for the region 1 and region 2, what is for the region 1 and region 2, the theta angle between E vector and ds vector, what it is the value? It is 0 degree. So here E is also this in the same direction and ds is also in the same direction, so theta is 0, and here also theta is 0. So first and second region theta is 0. For the third region, what we will write? Region 3 1 2 and 3 here. So ds vector is outwards and electric field is in this direction, so angle is 90 degree. For third region, theta is equal to 90 degree. So what will happen? E dot ds vector will equal to, when we remove the, for the third region vector form we will remove, then it will be equal to E ds cos 90. And what is cos 90? Cos 90 is 0, so it will be equal to 0. So third region will become, this region will become 0. So what we have to calculate? We have to calculate for only first region and second region. So we will calculate for first and second region. Okay, so write it. So now third region becomes 0 because here third region theta is cos 90 for ds vector and electric field. Okay, so now for the third region we will write, what we will write? Same derivation we will continue. Phi E equal to first region E dot ds cos 0 degree plus phi second region E dot ds cos 0 degree. Cos 0 is 1, so this will be equal to phi region 1 E dot ds plus phi region 2, okay, E dot ds, because cos 0 is 0. So we will add, we can add these two things. Okay, when we will add these two things, what will happen with bache? If we add these two things, so what will happen? First we will take E is constant, so E will be outside, so it will be ds, plus here also take E outside, so E will be outside, second region ds. So for ds, what is the value? So we have to calculate for the ds. So ds surface, when integrate, it forms es, because ds will cut and it will form d of s. Okay, here same e of s, so it will become twice of e of s. I hope there is no doubt for this. Okay, and I don't think you will have any doubt regarding this. So but what is equal to? It is equal to phi of E. So till here give an equation number 2 or 3. Then what we will do, I will erase this diagram first and make it clear from here. So you know phi E equal to 1 by epsilon naught of Q equal to twice time of E of S. You know Q, what is the value? I told you earlier, sigma is equal to Q by S. So what is the value of Q? Sigma into S. So Q was equal to sigma into S. So I will put it directly using, I will write using first change the value of Q. Q will equal to sigma S epsilon times equal to twice of E of S. Is it okay? So SS gets cut. So what will be the value? So we have to calculate E. So E will be left here and 2 will be shifted here. So sigma upon 2 epsilon naught is the value of electric field intensity for the thin uniformly sheet. Okay, for the uniformly charged plane sheet. So if the sheet is infinite, okay, so there is one case, if for this there is one case, special case. So what is that? The special case is if sheet has finite length. So there is one change in this formula. If the sheet has finite length, okay, then if this is the sheet, so charge will be on this side. This is the front sheet, for the finite sheet the charge will also be on the backward side. Means this is the, if I consider that this is the front face, the charge is here, so the same charge will be in the backward side also. So we will consider charge is present on both sides of sheet. So what will happen, bache? So for this what will happen? It will be twice. So we have to multiply this factor into twice, sigma to epsilon naught. 2 gets cancel out, so E becomes equal to sigma upon epsilon naught. So this is the relation, and from this what we get to know, that electric field intensity is independent of R radius for the case of uniformly infinite sheet. Okay, I hope you have got this concept and you will utilize this. This is a very important derivation. Okay, thank you so much.